Well, Newcastle Gateshead is an initiative that was set up to address the health inequalities, in Newcastle and Gateshead, in the most vulnerable communities. There are 4 target areas. There is inner west of Newcastle, there is Byker, there is Felling, and Chotwell in Gateshead. One of its principal aims was to get people to realise that they had a community around them, and they, if they reached out, they could join with other people and create great activities.
We had the idea to make something colourful and alive and a very rich experience for children. And we came up with the idea of using puppets because they're very interactive and they're very beautiful things to get involved with for children.
Your children have been involved in a puppet workshop to begin with. That's how we start the project. So we're introducing the children to 5 aspects of social and emotional well-being, and we do that through them meeting different types of puppets that actually display the behaviours that we're talking about.
What we are finding is actually children really know themselves. So when we have the discussion with the teacher on the whole agrees with what the child has rated themselves. So it's a really nice way of making sure that those child's difficulties are picked up.
There's been a lovely example of a child who worked with his parents. So that was directly transferring from the nurture group into the home. And so the parent wrote into school to say that the child has been teaching the parent about sitting quietly with their feelings and recognising them and writing them down before expressing them.
Early Explorers is it's a family-based initiative for children, for babies, really babies up to 7 years, to come into the garden and to work alongside myself and to work with nature-based crafts. So we're growing things, we're making things, and we're doing seasonal things. And it's family-friendly in that the children work alongside their parents as well. And I think coming here gives them a sense of freedom that perhaps they don't get at home. It teaches them about resilience. There's things here, they can get stung, they can get bitten, they can fall over, hurt themselves, but they pick themselves up again, which is just great. And also it's teaching them about stewardship. They're understanding nature, and therefore it means something to them, and hopefully that then they'll look after it, because it's it's real life experience, that hands-on for the parents as well, that they have said throughout with the pandemic thing that they were no longer lonely, because they would come here and they would have this space, and we could connect as well through things. But I think nature, as we know, is a great healer, and it's it's good for everyone.
Connected to nature is important because you can have fresh air, fresh mind, and it's good for environment. Go for a walk and to enjoy yourself.
It feels really good, like meeting other parents and children. It just builds the confidence. Learning about nature, learning about the surrounding around you, learning about, I always think there's so many trees, each tree has a purpose, and I don't know that purpose. So one of the main reasons why I bring my children to this is so they're familiar and happy and content with the resources around them. So I want them to go to the natural resource as opposed to, like the artificial what that's been made with project. I feel like it's opened my eyes quite a lot to fire lighting, being able to cook my own foods like easily at home with the safety precautions. I mean, they teach you everything.
Yeah, meet different peoples and different things, and looking and learning different things from this. Yeah, makes such a big difference. You learn new things, new way every time you go out.
I don't like Milky Way.
Yeah, I don't like Milky Way either.
And how do you think that made Annie feel?
Sad.
Sad, yeah.
Worried.
Worried, yeah. You can feel a bit worried, couldn't you? Who needs to change though? Who needs to change? Hello, my name's Ali Hunter and I've been the lead practitioner on this exciting new pilot project that we've been running with the Twisting Ducks in partnership with the West End Schools Trust. In that project we've worked with 6 of the schools. It's been just fantastic to have adults with learning disabilities and autism in schools. This is, it's 2019 and we need to be showing these role models in schools and breaking down those barriers that really exist.
1, 2, 3, 4. Don't worry, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
It's important for people with autism and learning disabilities to be in schools because we connect very well, and I think everyone has got unique abilities. Do you remember what the song was called? Because I think I've forgotten.
Don't worry.
Ah.
Playing with friends.
With friends? You mean the games?
Yeah.
We're an educational charity. We run lots of different activities all about sort of giving children opportunities to explore a different side of education. So we do a lot of problem-based learning activities, hands-on as well. So we got funding from Newcastle Gateshead to run our summer school during COVID, which for the first time ever was not in person, so it was actually ran sort of virtually through the posting of activity kits. The biggest impact we had with our services that we ran during the summer holidays was about giving parents, empowering parents to take the opportunity and letting them know that they have everything that they need to run project-based learning activities. There is no mystery around it. And giving them access to equipment to be able to run things. So sometimes parents wanted to do more wonderful activities with children but didn't have access to everything they needed to be able to run activities, so we were able to give that to them. So I think for us the biggest impact was around families getting together and having fun and learning together as well. So without the funding from Newcastle Gateshead, we've not been able to run our project, which was needed during that time.
We thought there was definitely an opportunity to combine stories that entailed circus artists and circus skills along with primary school literacy as well. So it blossomed from then. What the funding from West Newcastle and Gateshead actually allowed us to do was build on relationships with 3 different schools within the area and go in and actually work with 2 different year groups in each schools as well, and actually without the funding we wouldn't have been able to do that. So all of those children and young people and teachers have had access to not only a different way of looking at tech in terms of stimulus and storytelling, but also an introduction into circus skills and how some of those can be applied and used and utilised within a classroom environment. Part of what we did in our feedback was ask the teachers what they thought young people had gotten out of the project, and a lot of them came back and said, we've seen increased confidence, a lot of increased self-esteem. There are young people within the groups who are communicating with us in different ways. They're being included within conversations about books and really getting excited about the stories and asking questions about them, and working with all of those English tools and writing tools and listening tools that they're given within schools. So they're looking at summarising texts and summarising stories, predicting and inferring what's going to happen. So all of those things that they use within a classroom, they're then able to apply within a circus setting as well.
I got told that there was something good going on and I went along to see what it was. I came out of it thinking high hopes of things that we could do in the area. Honestly, from that first session, I didn't think we were going to go as far as we have gone today.
I didn't know any of these whatsoever, and now we're like really good friends. So we've all got like a really good bond.
We came up with different ideas, like run different after-school club. There's quite a lot of groups going on in school, but nothing that could bring the whole community together. So we chose to do a group that the whole community, not just one individual school.
Somewhere for the kids to actually come and do art and stuff, do you know what I mean? They're off the streets,
been working with star catchers who's from Edinburgh, and we've had really good training from them. We've been training about things to do with imagination, things that you can do with bits of paper that you didn't think that you would normally just hire away. Some really good games to get everybody to come together and build the confidence.
You just get to have fun and it's not boring.
Just enjoy here because I have a lot of friends and everyone here is really polite to me.
I just like it because everyone here is happy and it's nice to me.
Keeping the kids off the streets, we're keeping them off the technology.
Just proud seeing the children come out of the shells, even knowing that they can do something, they can achieve something.
To show our kids that it doesn't have to be the way it is now and that anything can be possible.
Oh, it's just really amazing.
I've worked with some great individual artists and some great kind of arts and cultural organisations and some great people out in the community, you know, and they've produced some fantastic work. How sometimes the simplest task, doing it with someone else and developing that connection, I think is massive. So I think myself and the rest of the organisation would be proud that we've perhaps helped shine a light on that too.